Hi, fourth graders. Welcome back for some more math. We are jumping into Module 7 this week. Even if you didn't finish Module 6, we bumped everyone. And if you are ahead, we left you where you're at. If you're already in the middle of Module 7, great job. Okay, your goal by the end of this week is to do lessons 1 through 5. All right. Lesson 1, and this whole module is all about converting units. So today we're going to look at conversion tables for length, weight, and capacity units using measurement tools, and then use those tables to help us solve problems. It's a lot of fancy mumbo jumbo. We'll get the hang of it in just a little bit here. The first lesson we're going to be looking at units of length and weight, so feet to inches or pounds to ounces. On the fourth grade website, I posted this measurement conversions table. It's just a chart, something that we would have hanging in the classroom. So you can pull that up. You can print it off if you want, or just have it pulled up while you're doing Zearn. But we'll be looking at a lot of these, okay? The customary units, and then we'll talk about this, called the big G, and we'll talk about that in lesson 2 here in just a minute. Okay, so here's what they mean by conversion tables. They're just asking, if I have 1 pound, how many ounces is that? And we know from that other table, if you didn't know that already, now you know, there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So all you're doing, the rule for converting pounds to ounces is just to multiply by 16. Okay, and so you do 3 times 16, 7, 10, whatever they're giving you. Just multiply it by 16. Okay. Feet to inches, this one you might be a little more familiar with because we talked about this a lot earlier in school. But if I have 1 foot, that's like a ruler. Okay, inches are 12 inches. 2 times 12, 24. So you just have to be careful to look at what number they're giving you if it's in a table. And then also in this unit, they will give you lots of story problems. Okay. The rule for converting feet to inches is just to multiply by 12. All right. Same thing here. Yards to feet is another one you'll see. Here's another kind of a chart we would have hanging in the classroom. I think we have one very similar to this in a drawer right now. Okay, so 1 yard, this is like a yardstick, that giant teacher ruler you see sometimes, that is equal to 3 feet. Okay, so the rule for converting yards to feet is just to multiply by 3. And again, you'll probably need some scratch paper while you're doing Zearn to convert all these units. Some of them are easy enough to do like this, but if you get to bigger problems, you may need to do those off to the side. Okay, and then you'll also see these where it has mixed units and they want you to put it all into one type of unit. So 3 feet, we need to turn that into inches first. So 3 times 12, there's 12 inches in each foot. So this would be 36 inches. Okay, and then I have this 1 other inch I need to add on. So 3 feet and 1 inch more would be 37 inches. Okay, so when you're doing problems like this, you just need to convert everything to the same type of unit that they're asking for and then add them together. All right. Okay, lesson 2. This is one of my favorite math lessons. I'm very sad that we don't get to teach it in a classroom to you guys, but this will have to do. All right, this is units of capacity. So I actually just used this yesterday. What were we making? Oh, we were making pretzel bites because yesterday was National Pretzel Day. And I used this same thing at home to measure when I was cooking. But here's a little story that helps you remember gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. Okay, in the kingdom of G, and you can write a big G on your paper. Okay, get used to drawing this. It's pretty simple to draw. There lived 4 queens. So we have 4 Qs, or 4 quarts in a gallon. Each queen had 2 children, a prince and a princess. So in each Q, or queen, there's a prince and a princess, and those stand for pints. The prince and princess needed 2 crowns each. So each prince and princess has 2 crowns, which stands for cups. So when you're looking at this, You can ask how many quarts are in a gallon, 4, because you see 4 Q's, okay? Or how many pints in a quart, 2, there's 2 P's in the Q. Okay, so if you can draw this, if you remember this little story and you can draw this, then you can solve most of these problems pretty easily. Okay, just a little bit of math. All right, let's look at some problems. Okay, so we've got the big G over here, and it's just asking how many quarts are in a gallon, and there's 4 Q's. Okay, so it's just however many gallons, that's like how many big G's would there be, and there'd be 4 Q's in each one, 4 quarts in each gallon, so you just multiply it by 4. Okay, if they give you 1 quart, so now we're looking at 1 Q, 1 quart, how many pints are there? And there's 2 P's, remember the prince and the princess? Okay, so 2 pints in 1 quart. Okay, so any of these you just multiply by 2. That's it. Okay, so in 5 quarts, there would be 10 pints. And that's it. Okay, they'll also give you ones with mixed units. So you do the same thing. If they want you to turn them into quarts, then you need to change the gallons into quarts first, then add the extra quarts, and then you have your total. So in 8 gallons, how many quarts would there be? Well, I know in 1 gallon, there are 4 quarts. So I need to do 8 times 4, which is 32 quarts. And then I have these 2 extra that I need to add on. So I have a total of 34 quarts. Okay, same thing, turn all of these to quarts, then add the extra. And again, you might need some scratch paper to do these on Zearn, but then you're practicing your multiplication, which is good too. Okay, that's it for now. Try and get through lessons 1 and 2 on Zearn, Monday and Tuesday if you want to work ahead, or if you're already farther ahead, that's fine. We have Prodigy set to 4th grade review. So if you're ahead on Zearn, you can do some Prodigy or some extra fact practice or something. But check back for the other video to get you through the other lessons this week.